I've always said I was going to do this. It's just been too chicken shit to really do it, for fear of what people might think when I'm walking around with a phone in my hand, but also just fear of people, I guess, criticising what I talk about and whether I have anything worthwhile to say. But I'm starting. Here's my very first one, and I'm going to try and make them a daily food for thought, kind of what am I thinking about, be it things about fitness, be it things about intermittent fasting, be it things that I'm actually kind of involved in and kind of, I guess, quite knowledgeable on, or if I just have an opinion on something I've heard or seen or kind of come across for that day. So as I said, this is number one. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but while I'm living in France and have taken this 6 months off from running my business back in Australia and trying to grow this new business I've got going, I thought this is the best opportunity I can, because I've got no other excuse now. I've always used the excuses before as well. I'm too busy, I don't have the time to kind of do this, when really these are going to be kind of 2, 3, 4 minute little food for thought. They might go a bit longer, I don't know, but we'll wait and see how they go. But my first one today is I was just listening to a podcast by Gary Vee, and he was talking to I can't remember his name, Rashid something. He's the UFC fighter or boxer. Don't know a lot about that industry, but yeah, coming from him. But they were talking about how people in the fitness industry will use, I guess, their social following and kind of companies trying to use their audiences as a way to kind of peddle products that they're kind of pushing, when people who are pushing them aren't even actually using the products and they don't even know what's in them. And you know, what would they do if they found out a year or 2 years later that the stuff that they told their audience to use was actually causing cancer or killing people and things like this. And I've always been on the side of, I will never ever ever be paid to promote a product, and I'm firm on that belief. And I guess there's always a number that anyone, but I'd like to think that I would never peddle a product that I wouldn't believe in, for one, and for two, use myself. So if I'm telling you that I use a particular protein product, I want you to have the absolute faith in me that I use it myself and I'm not being paid and swayed by some company to actually peddle that product. So I've always been on that firm belief, but I have people in the industry and people I know that do this, and I know very well that they don't use the products themselves, and they're doing it because they're getting paid $10, $20, $100,000 a post or kind of video. So my food for thought on this one particularly today was just be kind of true to yourself, but more so don't think of the short term. Sure, you might make some money off it right now, but long-term legacy on kind of what will your kids, what will your grandkids think about you when you're kind of dead and gone, or you might be older and they have to answer questions to, oh, your dad was caught up in that kind of scandal where they were putting products that actually cause cancer for people. Like, think about your legacy and what you're trying to actually achieve in life, and think about the long-term kind of outcome rather than that short-term kind of gain that you might get from earning $1,000 a post or whatever it may be. I think in the long term, the overriding people who will win in life are those that actually kind of give value to this world rather than trying to extract everything they possibly can from it. So that's my food for thought for the day, and it's my very first kind of one of these. I hope you enjoyed it. To anyone who watch, I'm not going to promote this. Usually I used to put my videos all over my Facebook page or my social media and things like this. I'm just going to put these up, and if anyone wants to watch them, anyone wants to have an opinion on them, I'm always open for comments, for people to leave their comments and kind of tell me what they think. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm just about to get run over by a car now. As I said, we're now 2 weeks into our trip here in France, and the weather is fantastic. I've just come from the gym and had a workout myself, and I listen to podcasts usually while I'm at the gym. I'm not a big music fan while I'm at the gym. In fact, I don't listen to a whole lot of music as it is. But yeah, just heard that podcast, and it kind of was a food for thought that I had, and kind of really sat well with me hearing that, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So hope you have a fantastic day. To anyone who watches this, thank you for watching it. You've watched the very first one I've ever put up. Hopefully you'll have 7 of these a week. I'm not going to guarantee that, but we'll just wait and see how it goes, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.